Thank you everyone for being here bright and early. It was a little early for me. I just put my contact tip over there. I'm ready to get going. We'll start with roll call.
Okay, Naya, hello, Musa, Aiden,
Here.
Mo,
Here.
I'm here, Taya,
Yeah.
Miriam, here, De Silva, Chinmay, Monvi, here, Aisha, here, Eddie,
Here.
Ishiga, Kashi, Tonasi, Ben. Wonderful. Ole, Pierce, Ryan, Yadu.
Here.
Oh, hi Yadu.
Hey.
Hi, Andrew Drew Lewis. Can we just quiet the crosstalk for a little bit? Stanley. Amira. Samya.
Here.
Charmaine.
Here.
Solon. ZK. Sophie. Ryan. Advet. Rafa. Here. Kristoff.
Here.
Awesome. Minna.
Here.
Kennedy. Jeffrey.
Here.
Anjali. Alexa.
Here.
Chrissy.
Here.
Nikita. Here. AJ. Nina. David.
Here.
Catherine. Here. Dina. Morlock. Emily. Melinda. Sahasra. Kaylin. Anaya. Alex.
Here.
Diamond. Jocelyn. Vargas. Sophia. Here. Pablo.
Here.
Simi. Ruhan.
Here.
Sebastian. Vance.
Here.
Nook. Leo.
Here.
Ritvik. Dawson. Arian. Jocelyn Cruz. Maddie. Jack Terrell. Nicole. Aditya. Pablo Tang.
Here.
Cameron. Buck. Okay, any members of the public? Hi.
Hi,
And you're Rachel?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Guys, meet our new student government beat, Rachel.
Hello.
I'm ready.
Alright, we can focus up, please. Provide the crosstalk. We'll have 10 minutes of open forum. Anyone has anything to bring up, we give preference to those members of the public, but we'll begin with 10 minutes.
Yeah, so hi everyone. Last Friday, we had a meeting for iStar, International Students Table for Advanced Simulations. And the grad students, like international students, brought up this thing that was being spread among them called a love card. About like a card that the students should just bring in front of ICE agents for them to talk to them. There's a lot of like misinformation around it, but I am just curious if anyone has heard anything about this, because they're currently, ICE is deliberating whether they should send an email clarifying about it. So has anyone ever heard of anything regarding this red card? No? Okay, great, thank you.
Wait, Mukhtar wanted me to like read a concern he had because he couldn't make it.
So the following is from Mukhtar. I was nearly injured by a falling ceiling tile in the Hornwell entrance. The strong wind impacted the ceiling tile and it fell down. I was looking for a delivered package, and had I been 5 seconds too late in moving to the left, it would have fallen on my head. Scarily enough, the tile fell directly in the spot, directly in front of the package I was looking for. There's more. In my experience, just about every year, Hornwell has had a lobby ceiling tile fall off. I'd like the UA to speak with Chaz or Frez about how frequently maintenance is done on the ceiling tiles and whether repairs are made proactively. While this is a broad question, my main concern is Hornwell's entrance where packages are left.
I mean, we talked about it last week, but we just gotta call it top dog again. People should just have stuff fall on them. They should slip on the ice. Yeah.
They should.
Oh, then you can sit. But, any other topics for open forum?
I guess on the same note, in Harrison, like where the TVs are in mezzanine, there's also a broken ceiling tile that's just been leaking into one of the trash cans, and I don't think anyone's done anything about it in the past week.
And there's water dripping? Anything else for open forum? We don't have anything, are there any motions to allow? All those elected members in favor? Any opposed? Open forum is elapsed. We'll now move to the report section, beginning with
Hi, guys. Here's the merch. Check it. You guys can get it at the end of the day. I wonder who designed it. I'm joking. Happy Bad Bunny Day to all those who celebrate. So excited. Okay, so where are we? Okay, so my past meetings this past week, I had a one-on-one with Katie Bonner, the usual. Can you guys see this? It's kind of small. Hold on. Okay. That's kind of awkward. Hold on. Okay, anyways, okay. And then cabinet met with Spark. We just talked about, like, they recently moved offices last semester, couple of different responses to student distress on campus. Basically, to summarize it, they're an open, available, and confidential resource. If anyone is interested, they're open 9 AM to 9 PM, Monday through Friday. Yes. Okay, this is a little bit more interesting. Exec met with DPS on Friday. I'm not amused, not gonna lie, but like, here's the takeaways from DPS's point of view. Credible ICE raids on college campuses are extremely unlikely. Most sightings have been misinformation or misidentified footage. There have been no reports on campus. It is fear that spreads reports. DPS should be the primary contact for ICE or any federal law enforcement presence because they serve as Penn's primary liaison. Off-campus detainment, if someone be detained off-campus, DPS can help verify custody. As for messaging, decisions are guided by verification legal constraints such as FERPA that prevent DPS from publicly confirming incidents that involve identifying students. That was not the question I asked. I asked what would happen, like what is preventing them from messaging, period. And they were like, well, we can't identify anyone. And I was like, no, I mean, if there was an ICE sighting, that was kind of disregarded.
Well, Clarity. Clarity Act is what governs the UPenn alerts that go out, which is federal law. There's restrictions on what you can and can't send out.
Thank you. Allied guards, we talked about people or guards falling asleep. They said that students should report any concerns with allied guards to DPS. They're trained for encounters with any law enforcement agency, including ICE. As for active shooter response, all Penn police officers are trained to respond immediately to active shooter situations. DPS trains with Philadelphia police and neighboring jurisdictions, and training emphasizes using available objects and prioritizing run, hide, fight. Are there any questions? Well, this is basically, I literally summarized exactly what we talked about. Any questions, concerns, feedback? Yes.
So if a student wanted to report the allied guards, do they just call the DPS emergency line? Because it's not really an emergency. So like, what number do you call?
It's that
They didn't say.
Oh.
I guess.
you can call them.
Yeah, I'm assuming they direct you to someone. Yeah. Yes.
So the DPS is training us to run when there's an active shooter.
No, sorry. No. That's not their training. Sorry, that's not funny. Training for anyone who is not a law enforcement officer is like, if they were to emphasize training, cause what I asked was, is there potential to do like more campus-wide training? And basically just said that the training would literally just emphasize the run, hide, fight. That's basically all that would be said. Yes.
Just to respond to that, they have a non-emergency number, it's on their website.
Oh, fantastic. Maybe call that one.
I think
Any other questions, concerns, feedback, thoughts, ideas? Inquiries? Okay. Just to let you know where I stand on this. I think that DPS is, like, obviously they have a couple different restraints, and I think that their priorities are going to vary significantly from students. I think there's going to be a misalignment. However, I do still think there is room for improvement as far as what they can do. In exec this week, I think we plan to talk about next steps, next potential steps for this meeting. Like I said, I don't know if you guys are, but I'm not really happy with these responses, and I just feel like there's more that can be done from here on, so. We'll follow up next week after the meeting. And then cabinet met with RHS and Chaz, all those questions you guys asked, more than half of the agenda was about RA questions. A lot of it, they were just like, it's on our website. But I would just refer to the minutes that are in VGB folder. I don't really feel a need to go over all of it. There's nothing too significant from that meeting. I'm not gonna lie. As for the upcoming meetings, we meet with admissions this week. So we need some cabinet topics for that. Yes, Cleo.
Did they see any decrease in applications this year due to like SAT of revoke? And also, did they see like any new batches of national students like applications? Did they decrease? Did they change their target of acceptance of the national students?
Ready?
I would say a similar to that question, like how has like the SAT requirement impacted like minority enrollment, particularly for like Black and brown students.
We may have asked that question in our last meeting with them. Don't remember the answer super much, but we'll ask again. I saw a hand. Yes, David.
So we have a semi-terrible yield rate for the other IDs,
A semi-terrible what?
semi-terrible. Yield, not exactly, but I would just like to ask, like, are there any plans on improving the yield rate, here at Penn, and also like, are there any plans to reinstate like the overnight, like stay, like option of, Quaker days?
Okay. Alex?
That's a little needed that where I'm always curious about this, but like I know that the Penn First Plus like summer program, like so like how are they like selecting?
I'm not sure what admissions role in that is. I think the first question would be to ask. I don't know how much they coordinate with PFP. My understanding was PFP is most of that, but
I think they like select,
do they
they
say
like
like they?
people, a bunch of people, and then PFP decides.
Okay, once.
what are the efforts to bring more rural students to our campus?
Listen.
Like sibling legacy. I'm lucky trying to get my brother in.
What question do you want me to ask there? Like, it doesn't exist?
Yeah, like is there a slight bias? Can she accept my brother?
Cleo.
There are like 11 countries now that are banned to enter the US but having visas. Are they like directly like discriminated against during admissions? Like are they directly rejected, or how is that looking like in their perspective?
It's a good question.
Need blind
Need blind?
for international students.
So like what? You
Like,
like,
yeah, but like the policy.
Can it happen?
Looking at, yeah.
sorry. No, it's good. We'll workshop that one over. Yes, Pablo.
But yeah, I know Brown implemented it like last year, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if they have like any plans to maybe also do it, since I think there's only we're one of the 2 or 3 IVs that does not have it.
Because, yeah, okay, we don't have it right now, right?
Yeah, we don't.
Yes.
I believe their office is like all the way on Market Street. And I'm just, like, do they know the Penn community if they're on Market Street? Do they ever spend time on campus?
Can I respond to that? I work at admissions.
Go ahead.
Actually, like each admission officer is like responsible to do like days on campus, they are admission center, so they interact a lot with students. And like for legal reasons, they need to be like away from financial aid office, so that's why they moved to Market Street.
Could you elaborate?
Like legally, they cannot have financial aid office next to admissions office because of like financial aid line policy, so they need to be separate offices, like even like the office itself, like just bureaucratically.
Interesting. Okay, thank you.
Samyam.
Something along the lines of admissions officers or counselors traveling to small high schools across Texas. For like college fairs and whatnot.
Okay, all that to the rural question. Yes, Dan.
Maybe a question about admission visits to international locations and schools and if it's changed at all.
They go to Australia.
What? They go to exactly. How was that trip to Australia? I want to know.
We'll ask. This was regarding the last meeting that we had. We asked them if they go to countries, specifically like more like Sudan or something, and they said, well, we go to Australia, so.
And look, there are not even a lot of Australians at Penn. So
That's the, I think they're trying to.
exactly.
Any other questions for admissions? These are actually pretty good so far. Okay, if you think of any more, please let me know. Yes, oh, I'm
Well,
sorry.
we asked it every year, that, why don't they release more demographic information? I'll get that back sold again, even though our peers do. What are they hide?
Okay, anyone else? I saw a hand, perhaps. No? Oh, yes, hello.
I was wondering, like, if you have a switch file, you don't like, it's kind of like your group like that. Like, what's the difference between like the
In terms of financial aid.
no, like if your request rate, you know, submit a comment that like you can request for your proposal, like there's no like numbers on. Like.
Is that with all applications though? With like anyone that even signed Westbridge? Because of purpose?
So I know. I'm Questbridge, that's all. I requested mine has numbers. Oh.
Maybe you should reach out and ask. Are you a freshman, Ryan?
I'm a freshman.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions? Khalil, your hand up? Okay, cool. All right, moving on. Let me know if you have any more. I'll probably send this by tomorrow. CETLI, this is Center for Education, Teaching, Learning, Innovation, Excellence, and something. Is it?
Center for Excellence in Teaching, Learning and Innovation.
Oh, I'm close. Okay, so.
Oh,
do you have?
I was just getting
Oh,
that.
okay. Wait, for more context, CETLI, again, this is like all things professors.
Academic initiatives.
They are the ones that can guide and give advice to professors on things to change. Khalil.
I think we're working on like North Tech or like tech policy initiative, because like most classes are going to North Tech, so what's that for like?
Okay, listen.
Like disciplinary policies for professors, i.e. like David Ash.
Maybe a question for Gary before they can't help. I'll ask them my one on this one. Mo.
I'm curious if there's a shift in STEM class, especially intro ones, to make them like more difficult. Because for example, like Gen Chem Lab now has final exams. Biolab now has like in-person lab quizzes. These are things that like were not a thing the past 4 to 5 years, and now like I think there's like a shift to like making things a bit more difficult. But I don't know if that's like a policy that they're like working on, or if it's just like happening.
Tell me.
Professors and Epstein files.
One.
Okay. There also might be a question for Gary for us. What a time we live in. Month.
Like to excuse absence, it's like, for example, this, like, the language department only gives you 4 excuse absences that include like hospital and sicknesses, and after that you will fail the class. That's kind of insane.
I think the language department's justification for that, and like Sadly's justification for that will be like, you can't learn a language if you're not there for like, I mean, it's like annoying, but like, I think the justification is like, you can't be there. If you miss more than 4 classes, you don't know, you're not experiencing and they're not like immersive.
So, cause like we have classes 4 days a week, so I'm missing 1 week, like for example, I had the flu for the last last semester. And I had to go home and quarantine myself, so I did this Tuesday through Friday. So luckily I only missed 3 classes. But then I told my college advisor and the Spanish department chair, and they're like, well, that's not part of our.
Are you talking about language classes that are like 4 days, like every day, like the, like 100, 200? As you get up, like, I don't know how to spell the languages, is it
It goes
still
down,
all 4 days?
it goes down to 3, and then I think
Sometimes 2, yeah.
Okay.
But 100, 200 is generally 4 times a
So
week.
maybe they should like alter for just the 100 and 200 then, because like 4
Yeah.
days, that's the only one bigger class, so you're not gonna be that far behind. 'Cause we have so much
Right,
more
right, I forgot about that, yeah, okay.
Ishika?
For the college, like CAS, they piloted like this program called like the College Foundations First Year Program. Where like they have like the qualitative and the quantitative classes.
Yes.
I was just want to hear like an update on how that went and like, I mean, I heard from a friend that like a lot of students kind of dropped off on those classes and they didn't complete the program. So like ask you about like attendance, how students are responding to these methods, to these classes.
Yeah.
I have a question about like professors and AI policies, like to what extent can they use AI and like ChatGPT in writing
Students
their
or
lec-
professors?
for professors? Like to what extent can they use ChatGPT to write like their lecture notes and stuff like
Hello?
I know in New York steering, like, I think a year ago, talk about, with faculty to include like courses or requirements for like expression in classrooms or like, for like last year, like November regarding like the protests and stuff and to add like a historical requirement, like cost or like not something cost, but something like else. And they're gonna put that in, but I'm not sure that ever happened.
What was it again? The open expression guidelines?
Yeah, it was like a
Notice?
class, it was like a requirement, like it's gonna add to the sector requirements. And they were talking about like doing something where like you take a class to learn about like, it was like. It would talk about like, you do a class about like European conflict or Middle Eastern conflict and like you can learn about these kinds of things.
Okay. Samyam?
Large differentiation between courses, like same courses in the fall and the spring. Like some courses are so easier in the fall, but so much harder in the spring. Professors do change, but still, I don't think that should be the case.
Okay, Bob?
Yeah, their involvement with like reworking the college's gen ed's requirements and stuff, like the professor's perspective and stuff.
Okay, I'll take like one more. Okay.
I think this is probably related, like, I know they just added a dance class as a new course, so maybe a question about like performing arts related classes and if they're seeing kind of an increase in interest and if they're hoping to put more resources into those types of classes.
Gustav, did you have something?
I did. There are like very minimal classes that are 0.5 CU classes that are offered in the college. The drop deadline for those classes is different than the drop deadline for the full semester classes. And that's not made known to a lot of students who are in the college. For Wharton, they have it publicized on like this website. But if you look, like you can't find it anywhere for the college specific classes. So that process is like very ambiguous right now. So I tried to drop a class on February 2nd. And Pat didn't let me because that class's drop deadline was February 1st, I suppose, because that was the Wharton deadline. So I think talking about that maybe.
Okay, I think we'll have that question probably better fitted for SRFS. Usually when we address those things, they are usually pretty quick to start making it more well known, so hopefully I think we'll meet them in a couple weeks, so I'm gonna note this here, and then if we have time, we'll ask them, and if not, then we'll put it on SRFS. Okay, alright, yes.
Wait, this isn't a question, it's just that, wait, never mind, I'll skip this section.
Okay. Alright, if you have any more ideas, let me know. Now, oh, yes. So we received GBM feedback, we looked at that over winter break. There was lots of requests for like more community building and more hanging out with like cabin execs. So to kind of like address this, we had the idea to do Wednesday like office hangouts. So like either a cab or exec member will be in the UA office starting every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Anyone's welcome to drop by, hang out, do work, whatever you want. I think this would be a great opportunity to like be with you guys in a tight and close space. Yay. Okay, and then Julia will put this on the GBM calendar that way, you know, so we'll start this Wednesday. Okay, so all those questions that we had for Frez, they sent me this document. I'm not gonna read it. I linked it. It's like the most like DP response I've ever seen in my life. Like during a period of sustained unusually cold weather, like I don't want to hear all that. But there are some answers to some of these questions. If you need any resources to call, that's what you should have been doing. Like that's basically what they just said. There's some explanation as for like the ice, slippery ice on the ground. During a storm, it can be extremely dangerous to be out and about. So with miles of walkways, extreme cold and heavy snowfall that quickly froze, you know, so you get the point. If you want to read this, you're more than welcome to. One thing I will say is like I think there was a lot of emphasis, and I think this was like one of the most important questions was about the accessibility at bus stops. Basically, the bus stops are not part of the university's responsibilities, they said. The bus stops locations for city transit and Penn Transit buses fall under Philly Streets and or South's responsibility. And a storm of this magnitude has stretched resources of multiple entities. And the city is still in process of digging out 8 days after the storm.
Could we spend the extra few $1,000s, pay a few guys overtime to shovel the
So
freaking
like,
bus stop?
so there's gonna be shovel, then we're gonna have to stop, they stop, like go to another street.
It's really bad shovelers. Like I was watching my friends shovel and I was like, I'm like tiny and I could shovel better than that.
Okay, but I do want to say like, and in my email to them, like I did express like, obviously guys, like I'm sure you guys would not want to be outside despite your size shoveling, like no one wants to be doing that. So like I did go in with that mindset, like they're really quick to get flowers out there and no one wants to be outside in the cold. So like I appreciate their work. Could have been a little better, but I'm sure they were cold, you know? So gotta give them a little bit of salt. Yesterday I saw a bag of salt sitting on a pile of snow. In the quad, I was like, this is what we're doing. Okay. Anyways, so you're more than welcome to read that. And then also, ISSS asked me to share this information. I guess they've been getting a lot of concerns. They didn't specifically say what the concerns were, but specifically from international students, I'm assuming it has something to do with federal policy. So they're having an information session this Wednesday, but whenever it's the 11th is, sorry, 3:30 to 4:30 at their office, which is in the McDonald's building. Yes.
Yeah, and just to exactly like concerns about like Asian stuff, so they're also gonna have a DPS like representative there as well as answer questions, so it's like amazing.
Yes. Wonderful. Okay. Any questions, concerns?
Bye.
Seahawks are gonna win the Super Bowl today. Alright, we're on 11.
Oh, fuck, okay.
And like.
Okay, also, I wanna say like, Aiden, like your contact solution. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Why are you?
Naya is not herself. I think it's. It's saline.
It's disgusting.
Okay,
Where's your,
anyways.
where's your condom?
Okay.
Disgusting.
That's.
Oh my God.
Back to the meeting. Past meetings, Naya and I had UA steering, UC steering, sorry, and then like I had this intro meeting for University Council with the new representatives. And I'm holding my one-on-ones for UA steering. I had these following meetings. These are like relatively short, 20, 30-ish minute conversations. If you have any questions about their group or any groups up there, let me know now. I can try to answer like priorities, goals, etc. Yeah.
Did anyone like say anything that you think is worth highlighting? Any of the groups?
The DP was like really, really amicable. We like really great conversation. Like, I'm really glad Rachel is here. I think this semester we have a lot of opportunity to work with the DP and like really publicize the work we're doing. I think it's really important to be really transparent with them. And really, as much as we can promote our stuff, obviously the DP has the largest microphone. So I think this will be a really good partnership this semester. And then Taya and I met with the DP opinion columnist. Okay, upcoming meetings, UC Prep, and then we have UA steering on Tuesday. Note that if you're an EM, you're required to come to 2 this semester. If you did not reach 2 last semester, you had to make it up this semester as well. The agenda was linked via email to all of you guys, 7 p.m. It should only be about 90-ish minutes. Also, if you want like to learn more about these organizations, feel free to also come and just interact with them a bit more. Okay. We have this like lunch meeting with Karu. I don't really know what it is, but and then I have more meetings for UA student next week. Okay. Anything else before we go on to this resolution? Okay.
So you have 3 minutes to present and then have 5 minutes for Q.
No. This is completely unchanged from what I showed you guys last week. Basically just going over broad asks of athletics, like the president, provost, EVP, and business services to add an institutional support and additional funding. Let me know if there's any changes you would like me to make. But yeah. I guess also for clarity, the way this will work is if it is approved today, then like it's finalized and then Aiden will send out like this resolution in like a formalized manner towards the specific offices. And then they're kind of like more or less obliged to give a more formal response. And I guess the last thing I'll say is like about a year ago today, we passed the investment transparency resolution. So looking pretty interesting anniversary as well. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we'll have 5 minutes for question and answer.
Yeah.
Like based on your conversations with athletics, like how soon do you think they're gonna respond, at least to the fundraising, like making club sports part of the fundraising?
I mean, I'm sure like they'll respond within like 2 weeks or so. Wait, I already told you guys last week that they don't have the money to throw and they can't give us like $300,000. However, I think like they're already very in support of institutionalizing fundraising. That is just a matter of like getting the club sport teams on board. And I think after emailing them for a couple of times, they are on board. And so the rest of the semester likely only take a month and a half or so. It's just setting up the infrastructure and then in the fall rolling out like a pretty well-funded like fundraising effort.
Sorry, I have a follow-up question. I think Cushy mentioned this last GBM, but also about like the meritocracy of fundraising and how they already have like this point system, am I correct? Like a point system in place. Are we addressing that? I like remind us if we're addressing that in this resolution or we're just letting athletics sort of figure it out.
I think it would be a mistake to like make too detailed of a process for fundraising in a resolution, given that we don't have all the information from either side regarding the fundraising efforts. So I think that's something we can iron out after we pass it. And obviously we do it in the most like collaborative, meritocratic way. It's like, yeah.
Wouldn't it be more like efficient to put it in wording, in terms of like who gets the bonus funding or who gets prioritized? Because as I mentioned last GBM, the more active club sports should be prioritized.
Yeah. I do think though the resolution is a bit broader than that, given that like we're also unsure specifically how like they want to do the fundraising, also how the club sports teams themselves want to receive the fundraising. So I think it'd be like we'd be jumping the gun if we were to assume or like do it in a certain way. So I think it's probably likely better like I agree with you and I agree like the principle should be that way. I think we should do that after we pass it. Yeah. Yeah.
I would imagine that with kind of responding to Kushi, with like resolutions and something of this sort, like kind of emphasizing what he said, but also I think the next step would hopefully be that they would create a working group or something to kind of respond and figure out what the next steps would be. So the goal of this would just to get it on their radar and just to institutionalize the fact there's supposed to be more funding for them, period. How they decide to do that, and all honestly, that's not really like up to us. We just want them to have more money. Cause like at the end of the day, we don't allocate all the money like specifically, and we don't even do that for every other branch, you know?
Yeah.
Any last questions? We will now enter debate with speakers alternating pro and con. Do we have any speakers that would like to speak in support of this? And then do we have any against? If there aren't people speaking against, we can just have a general discussion. But go ahead, and we'll have 5 minutes for debate, which can be extended or.
Okay. I mean, I don't really, if no one else has anything else to say, I think we're all on like the same page here, so I don't think we have to say too much, but I do think I'm highly in favor of this. I think this was one of Musab's and I priorities when we came in here. It's one of the biggest things that take a large chunk of money from the UA and it can be reallocated elsewhere, so I don't really see, there's practically no harm in doing this. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, adding like from the SAC's perspective on this, there's a lot of money and SAC's gone like double the amount of groups, but not like proportional funding. So even any like financial assistance that we can get from the offices can alleviate a lot of pressure in this. So, I don't know.
Motion to allow debate.
Yep, you may.
Oh, I thought she was with your hand. Motion to allow debate.
Second.
All those elected members in favor? Any opposed? Debate has elapsed. We will now enter voting procedure. And it will be a roll call vote.
A or pro?
I.
I, so I.
No, can we say? Hey, can we, yes. All those in favor say, hey.
Musa, what's that thing where like based on like the volume of the room, like that kind of decides the vote? Is that like during circles? And I think that'd be so much quicker.
Oh, well, this has to be a.
This has to be, it's a resolution.
So I just want to clarify. So I'm gonna be calling the names of all elected members to vote on this. A means you want this to pass. No means you do not want it to pass.
Wait, isn't it nay?
Nay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I and-
Nay. It means you don't want to pass.
It's A and A.
Okay, let's cut the crosstalk so that I can hear who. Okay, Naya.
A.
Musab. Carol.
Aye.
Oh.
A.
I. Taya.
I.
Miriam. I. De Silva.
Aye.
Is Chinmay?
No.
Tanvi. Eddie. A. Sean is not here, Ben's not here. Aisha. Hey. And. Hey. Vendor, just not here, but. Yadu.
Hi. Yanni, where's your camera, bro? You haven't seen you in so long.
Samya.
Hey.
Charmaine.
A.
Sophie. All right.
There's only 30, just to clarify, there's only 30 elected members at this moment because so many people have left us.
Okay. So the vote passes 17 A, 0 no, and 0 abstain.
A in unison for that. 1, 3, say, hey, 1, 3, hey. Can you make that the headline for the video? Hey, you way past.
And then I think the last thing I'll say is, I think what we learned last year is that the UA really has a unique opportunity to do really cool things and shoot for really big goals, i.e. like disclosing the $24 billion endowment, requesting like $400,000. And I think it is a missed opportunity if we do not continue to push admin and kind of think in a very crazy way. So I encourage you all to do like resolutions of the sort, like pursue projects that are at first very crazy. So yeah, all right, that's all.
So what, I'm just curious, I'm trying to get a sense of the room. If you all could raise your hands, I'll ask who you think's gonna win tonight. How she has it at 68% for the Seahawks. So I'm just curious what you all, what your thoughts are. So raise your hand if you think the Seahawks are gonna win.
Actually, I'm not, I don't believe in gambling.
And then Patriots. I feel like that's pretty accurate.
The underdog.
But there's a lot of great betting options tonight.
Wait, I'm not supposed to be encouraging, right?
Hey, I'm just saying, even if you're not 21, you can use the prediction markets.
Wait.
Makes things a lot of fun. Good question. Wait, shoot.
You think Bad Bunny's gonna bring out a special guest?
Absolutely.
Ooh, yes. I like Miss Cardi B. I hope it's Daddy Yankee.
Wait, hasn't J Balvin been like in San Francisco? I think.
Yeah.
And they have songs together.
Bad Bunny was not from Shakira.
Yeah. You could bet on that too. Anyone could put a song on that. Dude, we'll bring it back. Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. 30 minutes late. Alright, sorry.
Bigger and more important things like that.
I'm sorry, we'll bring it back. I normally won't much more serious than this. I do apologize. Lack of professionalism. We'll bring it back. If everyone could quiet the crosstalk for a moment. I appreciate it. So back to business here. We had DPS advisory board. We basically just went over the emergency procedures for the whole time. Captain Vandervoort, who's one of the brass with Penn Police, he's a very paranoid man. He talks about going out on dates with his wife, and he'll ask the host to sit them right by the door in case there's a shooter that walks in. And he goes when he goes to Walmart, he asks them where all the exits are before he goes in. So he said that we should practice similar things when we're out and about. They are transitioning, or they're gonna have an additional video at least for the emergency procedures that is produced by the FBI, actually in DC, which I appreciate it, but it's about like a shooting happening at a bar. Because only about 8 to 9% of active shooter events happen on college campuses, much more likely to encounter these things, unfortunately, off campus, out and about. So they're gonna be using that video in future. Also, we talked about it in our meeting, but there's always several members of our emergency response team, which is our SWAT team, that are on shift. And they have tactical gear and rifles. And they said in the DPS advisory board meeting that they would expect Penn Police to respond within 30 seconds to 1 minute if they got a call for an active shooter. So pretty impressive. I would always call Penn Police if you have anything going on, like you can call 911 and we'll get to them, but it's always faster if you call Penn Police directly. They're also more willing to, like, if you have like a minor thing, like you've had something stolen, they'll actually investigate it. Whereas if you call Philly, like they probably won't even come. Like seriously, so always call 215-573-3333 if you have anything. Yeah, any questions on that?
Wait, does Penn have lobbyists? Do we pay lobbyists?
We do.
Do we have political lobbyists, or like is it only pertaining to like education?
What do you mean by that?
So like couldn't Penn just like pay lobbyists to get gun laws changed instead of us having to go around this?
I don't know if we have as much money to counter the NRA, which is like the biggest lobbying group. So we could ask OGCA. I know last year, the first quarter of last year, they spent, this is reporting from the DP, with $250,000 on lobbying in the first quarter of 2024.
Really?
First quarter of 2025. So they definitely spend a lot of money. I know we have someone that works with OGCA with us, but thanks for that. That's on video as well. But they do certainly, we have lobbyists in DC and in Harrisburg. But I think it'd be a lot to go up against the gun laws.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be a challenge. Good question.
It's safe and Harry's number in your phone.
Yes.
Because it's not that quick to think about. So
I remember it. It's also on the back of your pen cards, I believe. But definitely save it in your phone. Any other questions? Okay, also met with the NEC. As you'll see, we have sadly a lot of openings. And we've even had a new one since I met with her. So gonna have to ask for another one. Hopefully we'll have a special election in the next couple weeks. So yes, I want to review the GBM schedule real quick. I'm glad that you all were able to make it here. We do have some funky start times in different locations. So the next couple weeks, we're gonna start at 7:30 to give us a little more time because The meetings will likely go longer as they are the budget meetings. As a reminder, we'll have our budget meeting to start. And then after that concludes, we'll have a normal GBM. So I do have these rooms booked for 4 hours. So plan for that. Maybe we can see about getting a snack or something, but we'll be starting at 7:30.
Snacks.
Yes. I'll see how much money, I'll see if we can get some food. No promises on that. I think we can afford a few pizzas, so if people are good with that. But yeah, 7:30 next couple weeks, and then the final one will be where we pass the budget on March 1st. But make sure you are aware of those times. Sadly, we have lost a lot of people. It sounds like they died. But they're all
Everyone's still
good.
here with us.
They're all with us.
So honest.
Yes, but all of these people have sadly left us. So we have a lot of openings. Bavia is now also in AMs. And
Wait,
here-
some of these people are abroad or they like we're dropping to AMs, like Andrew Lou and Juan Tovar are both abroad right now. And have not wanted to.
And Audrey.
And Audrey.
Yeah, but there are other people that just dropped, so.
Yeah, no.
You know,
Yeah.
is that a question?
I'll save it for later.
Okay. And then finally, Pierce is gonna be on medical leave, which we have approved for 1 month. Obviously, that'll be extended if needed, but we have to disclose that we have done that. Yeah, Nia will be following up with EI and we'll
The new EI director.
communicate.
Oh.
But yeah, that's it. Thank you all. Appreciate you coming out early today. And enjoy the Super Bowl later.
Yeah.
Mo money. Mo money, mo
Hello, everyone. Okay, budget season. Yay!
Okay. UA.
This is gonna be a very long month of budget stuff, but it's one of our biggest things that we do. We do hand out $3 million, so. And every single cent affects the whole student body, so this is very important. So, general information. UA budget, more than $3 million. Average increase of 2%, but not likely this year or last year, but anyways. And then this is where we give our money to. SAC gets $1.6 million, and that goes to all the student clubs on campus. SAC, class board, pre-O programs. I know a lot of people did those. Penn Labs, NSO, MERT, SKU, UA, and NEC. How do you view the budget? So the budget has not been looked at as it's still a work in progress, but once it is, this is how you look at it. You have the previous years, and then whatever the request is from the specific branch, what we granted them, and the percentage change from the year before. Who runs this process? Me and my lovely budget committee, Eddie and Pierce, is out here. But we also have a lot of people. We have Katie from OSA, all the financial service coordinator, and all the UA funded entities, and literally everyone. So. Okay, what does the timeline look like? Initial meetings, mid-January. Sorry, this is supposed to say 27, not 26. Or yeah. So the budget is submitted to the provost office. This year, as of right now, we're allocated the same amount as last year, but it's still not confirmed. So it's definitely more of a, DVD thing. Our meetings are gonna happen like early to mid to end February, basically. So next weekend and the 2 weekends after will be our budget meetings. We're gonna have a presentation of the budget, amendments, if any, on the second meeting, and then a final vote at the end. So how does that work? We're probably gonna go over the details again next week, like Aiden will go over it, but basically we're gonna have everyone from the UA plus representatives from all of the branches here with us. And any non-members need to be yielded time to speak by a UA member. So if you see someone from, I don't know, SAC, there's SKU sitting next to you and they want to speak, you have to yield them time to be able to speak. AMs also, you have to ask elected UA members to be yielded time.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Yes. And then there is an official queue.
If we could listen up, please.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, motions. So at any time, yeah.
I'll
Sorry.
go. You go.
Okay.
Keep going.
At any time you can ask for a point of inquiry if you wanna like ask about something. Point of personal privilege if you wanna step out, point of order if you think something's wrong in the parliamentary procedure. And then if Ada is asking for motions on the floor, you can cap the queue if you think a lot of people are talking, just going over the same things over and over again. Motion for a recess if things get too heated, which sometimes they do. And motion to previous question when you just wanna go back and vote on a specific motion, and decorum means be quiet. Okay, budget meeting number one. This is questions. This is where we present the budget. So budget committee will present opinion on the overall budget, and then the time is like set for each of these steps. And then after we present the overall budget, then each entity will go over the proposed budget. We have what, like 10, and then spec has like 8 alone, so around like 15 to 18 different like groups speaking. So we will present our rationale on the budget, and then the groups themselves will represent will talk about their thoughts on the budget. And then if there are any issues, people can bring them up in the Q&A. And then there'll be done on Q&A at the end. And then budget meeting number 2 is debate. And this is where people can bring up amendments. So after the budget's been presented, you should reach out to us if you have any questions or any concerns or things that you want to change or want to learn more about. And this is where we present the amendments that you guys can propose. And yeah. So there's also a lot of like parliamentary procedure for how you can bring up amendments. You have to give them in writing to the speaker, then to the secretary, then the speaker has to approve them. So a lot of things going on. But the most important thing is that you notify the treasurer or budget committee at least 24 hours in advance. And the earlier the better, so that it does not complicate the process. And amendments, like let's say one of the branches wants to amend something, technically they can't do it without being co-sponsored or proposed by an elected UA member. So they have to talk to someone who was elected to be able to propose the amendment. And then amendments must specify the dollar amount, which line item the money will come from, and which line item the money will go to. And then we're gonna have debate and voting, pro con, and then 60% majority to pass amendments. And I believe we pass amendments in a whole, like if we have multiple things that you want to change, then you only want to combine to only one thing. We'll do like an amendment to an amendment, so crazy process. And budget meeting number 3, which is the most chill one in my opinion, is just literally voting on the budget. It's very rare that we see amendments in meeting 3 because by then, meeting 2 will have had, talk about any amendments people have and any questions and thoughts, so. Yeah, and then review the budget for the first GBM when I send it out soon. You can email, text, or call me or budget committee with any questions if applicable. Any questions?
And just to clarify, that would be Mo or Eddie.
Yes, because PRS is on. Yes,
When will the budget be finalized?
so it will be,
How much we were allocated?
oh, we don't know.
Oh.
We're still waiting to hear back from Provost.
Anyone else? Yes.
What does the provost have to do with this process? I'm asking because I'm in the provost like academic planning and budget committee, so like let me know how that background can help.
So it's specifically PAA, the Provost of Administrative Affairs.
Yeah.
They allocate the budget to the UA and GAPSA. But I don't think they have finalized like how much they're allocating yet. So right now we're just moving up with what we are hoping is at least a no change. But yeah, but more, we can't really like do more than that. Yeah.
Just I'm curious, how much money do they allocate to CAPSA?
I want to say $2.3 million, give or take. It is less than us, but yeah.
Okay.
We are about it. Naya.
Not a well, actually, I kind of have a question, not for you, but for the body. I think for one, we can definitely put this in the GBM order, the drive, but I'm curious to know, I know this is a lot of information, but would it be helpful to have like a 1-pager available during the budget meetings, like printed out for everyone to have? Okay, we'll have that budget, and we'll split it up by budget meeting, what occurs each budget. Okay.
Any other questions? Great, okay. Okay, so past meetings, I had my one-on-one with Katie. SAC exec also met on Wednesday, and I had a meeting with spec treasurer and spec director regarding budget stuff, and then we have a bunch of meetings, budget committee and I, or Eddie and I now. I have one with Katie, SAC exec, and then we're meeting with Troy from NSOAI to talk about our contribution to the museum event and preceptorials. Because we paid 21K and that's a lot of money. Also meeting with Lori McCall for PAC and for PenQuest. And just a bunch of other prioritization programs, but once you present the budget, we'll go in details over like all of these stuff and the meetings and what came out of it. But any questions? Yes.
Unrelated to the budget meeting stuff, but more of a curious question. Has SAC learned anything substantial as they've had the process of changing the entire way that their funding student groups?
Good question. I think we're still waiting till this round is over, the like last round, to like look back at the numbers and see like how much we've allocated into what groups, into what categories, and compare it to previous years, and then tweak the guidelines accordingly. But we've definitely seen a huge increase in number of groups and requests, and I don't think we were as prepared for like that. But yeah. Aiden.
Just to clarify, are you on past meetings or upcoming meetings? Slides on that.
Am I on what?
Are you on past meetings or upcoming meetings?
I'm done. I'm just
Oh, perfect. For your meeting with Penn Green, have they followed up with you, or like what are you trying to get out of that meeting?
We're curious to learn more about the contribution that we make and the like, if it makes a significant like impact in the programming or the scholarship that are given out.
If you want, do you want me to give you like our last year's budget so you can kind of like look over our numbers and as well?
Is that allowed?
I don't care.
Okay, we'll follow.
I will
We'll follow up.
We'll follow up. Sorry, Katie Bonner.
Other questions? Yeah.
I have something very similar, but for Penville and Mosaic and the one for Figure.
Okay.
So we'll follow.
You guys are snitches. Thank you. They're giving the UA budget out to them, bro. Okay, thank you all.
One of the times.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's secretary. Yeah.
Okay, so, my past meetings, the first one was with business services. So I know I talked with you guys last week about, the apparent $1,000 increase in our budget from last year. So, Aiden De Silva, and I went to where we get a Zoom meeting, and we discussed these things with them. And the first thing we asked them was to give us a line item of the previous budget and saying like, how much did you charge us? Because previously the invoice, they had given us what it costs on Tuesday and what it costs on Wednesday to run the shuttles. And what we found out was that they basically took the advertising cost and divided it up like per hour, even though we didn't ask them to spend money on advertising for us, and then put it in the cost of like running the shuttles. So it seemed like we were like paying, like it seemed like it was part of the hourly cost just to run the shuttles. So that's not good. So we told them to stop paying like we just told them to stop doing the advertising cost. But also like we're gonna get a long item because who knows how long this is going on. It's probably been going on for a lot of time. This is the first year we've actually footed the bill. So OSA and like I believe like, VPOL is getting scammed, not us, but still not great. And then De Silva also talked about sponsorships, possible sponsorships with them. And we're going to like work out like a contract with them so that we can like solidify how much we're paying for the next 5-ish years. But I'm guessing it will be around $4,000. So hopefully we can get that in writing by the end of the year so that Mo and future treasurers can lock in that funding. So it'll be the first time that we have sort of a contract with business services saying, this is how much this is going to cost us so that we can work that out, which I think is great progress. So we're not just like wondering when we get the invoice, and we can actually budget for it and ask PSG steering or other funding boards for funding for us. So that will be really great. I had a meeting with Penn Violence Prevention with Alex. We're both on the advisory board. There's some really amazing events that are happening this week. One of them is like, Alex, correct me if I'm wrong, like, let's talk about dating. It's for international students who don't who don't know like American dating norms. And apparently it's like really popular. I don't think we're going to that, right? Not, okay. It's like talking about consent, how Americans talk about consent, because different cultures talk about consent differently. I don't know, this is. We know what consent is. Yeah. I don't.
It's like coming next to you.
I'm just quoting PvP. I'm just quoting PvP. Sorry guys. They're running this event. I don't know. And then Friday.
Oh, no, maybe not.
We're gonna bring it back, please.
That's on Wednesday. Sorry, guys. Wait, actually, I'm curious, like, what do you guys think about the message on that? They've presented this. I don't know, like, I was really confused about it. Rafa, do you have something to say?
Yeah, is this purely like a PvP idea or did they work with like ISSS?
PvP and Alex, is it ISSS? Is ISSS involved?
They are collaborating, it's like an.
This
Yes.
is how they framed it to us. They said it was very popular. I don't know.
How they like survey demand for that? Like how did, it's like did they hear that students want, like I'm just curious. Why?
I think it's definitely targeted to like, never mind, I'm just not gonna go into this.
How
Yeah.
On the Instagram, it's called Translating Dating, an international student and American student mixer. Come to Translating Dating, a mixer for American and international students to talk about consent, dating myths, and what relationships look like.
I'm not lying, I didn't make this up, like, this is actually what it is.
But if there's demand, then it's a good idea. I'm just curious how they knew that there was.
All PvP told us is that there was like demand, people thought it was wonderful and it was wildly popular. Yes.
Thank you. I think that, okay, it's a good idea, but don't they have like better issues to solve about it? Like seriously speaking, like I think it has better like beginning issues that bigger like problems like really.
I agree.
And also all international students go through the same like FRIES training, like the same consent circle, which is why are you like kind of like discriminating and doing another training for consent just for international.
Wait, yeah, why
It's
is it
not
not the
very-
other way around?
I agree.
Yeah.
Discriminatory.
It's like, what's weird? I think we're thinking about this like with the wrong mindset. Like there's been like several different people do or organizations do different like workshops. For example, there's been some about like Black dating culture. I wouldn't think of it as like specifically like signaling out international students and not knowing what consent is. I don't think that's what they're.
No, I think it's just, I think it's just like Americans like may say something in a different way. I think it's specifically targeted, well, I don't know, like, whatever. I think they're supposed to be saying about it, like how Americans might say something in a different way and like understanding American lingo surrounding dating rather than like international students don't know about consent. They do know about consent. Anyway. On, sorry, we have a crosstalk. And then, the second event is, bouquets and boba, and that's on Friday. And it's about like just promoting PvP and violent, talking about domestic violence on campus. Okay, upcoming meetings, I have Dab. We're talking about Setley Advisory Board. So any of the questions that we don't get to in the meeting with Setley on Thursday, I created this advisory board. I'm gonna present a completion report next week. But that was something I've been working on for the past semester. And if you guys have any more academic questions, we can obviously get to that. Okay, airport shuttles, spring break. So we talked about after Thanksgiving, like dates and times and switching things like that. So I wanted to get your thoughts on spring break. Like, do people leave Thursday? Do people leave Friday? I don't think later hours for flights do as well, according to the data from the fall. What?
Can you present the numbers?
Yeah, I can present the numbers next time, but I will say like the numbers are really like down in the later hours of the day. So I'm thinking about possibly shortening the later hours. But I would love to hear your thoughts if you guys have any about spring plans. Yeah,
I think people, Ira's would be gone by Friday.
be gone by Friday morning.
I think a lot, like, the majority of people are gonna be gone by Friday.
So do you think it would be better to do Wednesday and Thursday?
Maybe Wednesday, maybe, or like Wednesday evening. I don't know what other people think.
Is that not what we did last year?
We did not do Wednesday evening last year. Taya?
Wait, I agree. If people are like going to the airport and flying somewhere, I think they're much more likely to like make the most of their spring break and leave like Thursday. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I do remember having lots of conversations when we were taping last semester about people leaving pretty early in the morning. I think maybe just like cheaper flights then. I don't know, but we have to tell them like, sorry, these are the times we have.
Right. So you think more morning hours versus later hours? Because I think
Oh,
it gets
like,
expensive to
other-
extend our hours.
Otherwise, like,
We're trying to cut.
I mean, it would be nice to do like late in the evening, but I don't know if that's possible. Late in.
Yeah, I think that would be very expensive for us, and I also think the later hours don't tend to do as well, so I'm hesitant to
think
do
early in the
later, but
morning.
earlier is definitely an option though.
Yeah, I don't know the logistics of that, but like flights out of Philly airport are like, there's not a lot at night, but there's a
There's more
lot,
in the morning.
like 6 a.m. like a lot of flights.
Okay,
So like a 4 a.m. shuttle, I know it's crazy, but could probably do well.
okay.
Regarding the days, I don't think we should cut Friday altogether. I mean, I'm flying to Atlanta with like a group of like 6 people. Our flight's at 6 p.m. on Friday. So like if we had like a Friday like morning shuttle or something we could even take, that would be helpful. But I don't know if this is like an off case.
Yeah, just like how billing works, it becomes expensive if we're like extending over days and time, so I'm trying to figure out like where we're gonna get the best bang for our buck, so to speak. And so it's very difficult to sort of like I feel like the best times would be like Wednesday evening to Friday morning, but it's gonna be expensive to do that.
So you're deciding like Wednesday versus Friday?
Correct. Bonds.
I think Wednesday and Thursday works better because a lot of people don't have classes on Friday. Also,
Right.
do have class on Friday's recitation, which a lot of professors their classes cancel the day before a break.
Yeah, and that's definitely happened before Thanksgiving as well,
Yes,
so I feel like,
Wednesday, Thursday just gives more value.
yeah. David?
I mean, does it have to be like per hour? Could we do something like one morning shuttle? Like Wednesday,
So
have it hourly on Thursday?
so Bernhardt told me the union requires them to have like 4-hour chunks to do pre-inspection, post-inspection. Get some food, those union negotiations.
Fuck the unions.
Well, we love our brothers and sisters in labor, but they do have a time chunk that you can't just do like a one-off thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or we get charged for the whole, we could, but we get charged for the full 4 hour.
Yeah, the billing makes this quite difficult. But I'm hoping to like work out like this contract and sort of like figure out what's going on here, but for the spring. I'm leaning towards Wednesday and Thursday. I think that would be the best, just because, I mean, yeah, there's people who leave Friday night, but I don't feel like as many, and I also feel like this could be a trial run of trying like. I think we've typically done like the 2 days before Thanksgiving break, the 2 days before spring break. This would be a good trial run of skipping just the day before and doing like the 2 days before that. And then the next secretary can sort of like evaluate and figure it out. But I so appreciate sorry, Alexa.
Oh, you're good. Maybe something you could do is either on the UA Instagram or like through the DP, kind of get a gauge of like what students are planning on doing.
That's
kind
a
of like
great
little poll.
idea. I feel like we could do a poll. Yeah, just.
We could make that happen, right?
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you.
Never mind, I'm gonna stop.
Wusam was kissing up to you guys so much earlier, like. I feel like we should make that happen.
Okay. And the last part is really fun. So I'm really excited for the Valentine's Day social. It was our first, I started it last year because I really wanted to post it. Valentine's Day is one of my favorite holidays. And and so last year we did heart-shaped waffles. And I'm thinking heart-shaped waffles and ice cream, candy salad, because I'm seeing that all over my TikTok For You page. Like Shirley Temples is sort of like a mocktail option, possibly pajamas. Do we have any other ideas? Do we want to come to this? Just trying to get engaged. Yes.
Can there be brownies?
Yeah, of course.
Sorry.
Stanley?
Brownies.
It's gonna be at 8 p.m. next Thursday, so not this Thursday, but the upcoming Thursday. I'm gonna put it on the Google Calendar. It's gonna be in Stouffer, same place we had Friendsgiving, UA Thanksgiving. Yeah. I'm thinking maybe, have you guys seen those like, they're on like brown paper, they're like those like signs. I really, if anyone wants to help me make that, because I am not an artist. Or if you know someone that does them, what? Okay, perfect. Alex?
You should like capture it to the
Charcuterie. You can help with that? Are you an expert charcuterie?
No, you're not here.
Well, we can.
You're
Charcuterie board, like the.
You can have the cheese, I can make.
Yes, I got you.
Okay. If you guys have like, if you wanna text me like specific things you want for the board, and then I'll get them, and then if you wanna help make the board, let me know. Okay. Silva?
I don't know what I was gonna say. I was just gonna ask, can we please keep going?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Aisha?
Dress, you like white, pink and red pajamas.
Yeah,
Or clothes.
we're close.
They'll get in my words.
But that's it for me.
Shoot.
You moved.
I
looked over there.
I'm a wizard. I'm a wizard. My PLs, if you're gonna present, please also join me in the front.
Sure.
In making UA whoop again, what's it called? Yeah, maybe not. Okay, so first, Julia already like killed it. What's it called? Like DHT and the secretary met with business services. It was a really great meeting, especially with the breakdowns for the times. That was really valuable data. But next, we're gonna briefly talk about the dining advisory board and residential services advisory board. So let's.
Thanks, Aiden. Just very briefly, so for our sub, we met past Friday, like 2 days ago. And we did an RSAP demo for a group availability tool. So the way this tool kind of works is like, you know, like when you're doing like when you're trying to like select a room, you're like with your roommate group, you're like on your time slot, like you're trying to, when you get your time slot, you have to like see what rooms are available in the moment. The way this tool works is you can use this tool at any time, no matter when your time slot is, and you can see the rooms that are available. And you can filter by college house. You can't filter by like doubles, quads, triples, but you can say like, hey, I want to live in Gutman, for instance. I'm going to filter by Gutman and I'm going to see what's available. So we piloted this during the meeting. It's very slow because of the way that they have to do the technology. They explained it very well. It makes sense. Like they're literally updating this every single like second. But the tool looked good. I mean, we gave them feedback about what we thought. We were literally on our laptops like during the meeting doing it. So yeah, any questions, comments, concerns about that? Yes.
Is this for this year or next year?
This year, like right now.
That's kind of nice.
It's what?
It's kind of late, but nice.
Wait,
Yeah.
coming this year. It's right on time.
Then the housing selection is that in 3 weeks or something.
Housing selection is in 3 weeks, but he said it's launching the semester already.
Yeah, like they're launching it like
You're
soon.
saying it's like late as of like you're working on it like right before the deadline. That's
They've
what
been working on this for like over like months. They just haven't told us that they were working on it until now. But they've been working.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for your question.
Anything for
Okay.
Dab?
If there's nothing else for that, for Dab, we just like yapped a lot. There were a lot of ideas. And then I'm gonna explain my project. But any Dab questions, dining advisory board? Great.
All right, if not, what's it called? Just for other meetings that we have coming up. Wait, once again, thank you so much. All right, next up, we're gonna be having the Transit Student Advisory Board meeting this, the 20th, so that's gonna be fun. Rafa's gonna be representing us there. February 27th, my DHT members, we are going to be having a meet and greet with business services like execs, so VP Michael Scales. A bunch of really high up people in business services will be present, food and drinks will be provided, so that will be pretty chill, a pretty fun event. If you're in person, so even that. No, it's only for DHT. What's it called? And what else? Oh, if you haven't signed up already for the barbecue, please do. And then now for projects, I welcome up Lynn Dining Project Lead Achika.
Guys, this is a huge update. I want everyone's attention. I don't know what just flew over there. I want everyone's attention.
What's up?
Okay.
You should.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Okay. Oh. So if you guys remember, in November, like literally 3 months ago, I pitched this project. And it's addressing like a late night dining gap. The project is a Noodle Nook. How do I? Okay. So the project is a Noodle Nook. Originally, the idea was for it to be like a self-serve ramen bar where there would be like topping options that you guys can like pick. You open the ramen pack, you put it in a bowl. There would be like hot water machines that looked like this in the bottom left corner, and like you would make the bowl yourself. That was not feasible, but we have something that's low-key might be even better, and I want to hear your thoughts on this. This project is coming literally this semester, so I need as much feedback, marketing advice as I can get. Like this is something like literally right now, it's like coming in like weeks. It's not even months, it's weeks. It's here. Okay, so this was originally the timeline I set out for this project. Technically, we're still in phase 2, but we're actually in phase 5 for context. That's how quick this works. Dude, like I met with them and they were like, this is the fastest that I've seen a project go from like idea to execution and like literally being here. So I'm very passionate about this, as you can tell. I want all of your guys' input and like I need your help to spread the word about this. No, that doesn't matter. Okay, so yeah, 2026 update. The Noodle Nook, it's here. Woo! It's being shipped all the way from California, but the order has been placed like a month ago. So it's literally almost here. And the way this is gonna work is they're going to pilot this program. They're gonna do a pilot launch, meaning they want to see how many students are actually interested in this project. Meaning I need a lot of people buying noodles. Meaning I need you guys buying noodles. Okay. The location, I'm sure you guys are all asking, where is this Noodle Nook gonna be? Where is this ramen vending machine gonna be? This ramen vending machine is gonna be in 1920 Commons. And do you guys remember Amazon at Penn? Oh, that's not a thing anymore, right? So Noodle Nook's going in Amazon at So there's gonna be like tables, chairs, there's gonna be a place to like literally hang out. You can grab noodles till midnight, because that's when Commons closes.
There are already the tables in there.
There are
They've already been installed.
They were gonna renovate the table.
No, they're new.
They're a new table. Oh, they've been installed. Okay.
There's new tables.
Wait, fire, okay. Yeah, and so as for menu, the vending machine itself has 50 slots. And there's gonna be 10 of each type of noodle. So that means we can have 5 flavors, if that makes sense. 10, 50. So when I asked like what flavors are we gonna have to like Tom McDonald and Courtney Dombrowski, they were basically like, I don't know, what do you want? And so essentially I can choose what we have in the vending machine like 100%. So I really want your guys's, like if you have dietary restrictions, if you really want a certain flavor of ramen, shrimp, chicken, etc., I want your input like right now. So, yes,
Chicken.
chicken, okay. I'm not even
Hey, you should add bulldog ramen in here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we know what brand of ramen this is? Just like Martian or like?
It's like her, it's your call.
It's my call. And so if we try it, I'm gonna try the ramen when they put it in. They're like,
Okay.
come meet us. Wait, they're gonna put in the vending machine. They're like, come meet us. We want you to taste test it. Be the first to use the
If
machine.
you need another person, I got you.
We'll talk later.
Okay.
But like when they put in the machine, we're gonna talk with the people. What's the company called?
Oh, Bon Appetit
No, the other one.
for this company?
Yes.
What is it? It's on the top of my head. No, it's not on the top of my head. That's the-
It's okay. People from that company are gonna be here. And I'm gonna use the vending machine, be the first to use it. The product's gonna come out. I'm gonna taste it right then and there and tell them, I like this or I don't like it. And then if I don't like it, we're gonna get another brand of ramen in that vending machine. I hope that answers your question. Okay.
Yes.
Wait, this is a question, not a recommendation, but are people gonna be using like meal swipes or dining dollars or like their own money for?
Great question. Okay, so my goal for this project is to be able to use your meal swipes and dining dollars. This is what I said back in November. But the way vending machines currently work on campus, like technological reasons, infrastructure, whatever it is, you have to use a credit and a debit card on the vending machines. But I asked the same question during our meeting. They said if there is enough interest, and so we have to prove that there's interest somehow. If there's enough interest, then we can look into getting the technology for swipes and dining dollars on this machine.
Wait, I think people will probably be happy to use their own money, but it would be like even better if we could use.
Exactly. Cause like,
Especially
if the price range is gonna be like, they said between like $12 to $16, anywhere in that range. Don't quote me on that number, but anywhere in that range. But like if it's your dining dollars, I feel like it'd be more like, okay, 15 dining dollars, but if it's cash, it's like 15.
Is the smoothie machine in Grauman's?
Oh,
You can use your bank card.
Oh, you can like.
You can use your bank card for the
Dining.
it's like.
I always use my money. Money.
I'm not gonna say it. If you have any other just for the sake of time, because we also have 2 more presentations.
Okay.
We have 2 more
I mean, we
presentations.
know it has anything going.
You might be alone this evening. I'm not. What's the? Any other recommendations? Please send them to Slack.
Thank you, guys. Last thing, huge shout out to DHT committee, Aiden, Courtney Zombrowski, and Thomas Cabell. They're so like helpful, responding to me, everything. And lastly, I'm gonna leave you with a picture of the vending machine. I don't.
I will thank you so much once again. All right, next up, I want to invite my next set of project leads. Oh, actually, let me reload this here real quick. Here we go. The transit app improvements, look it up. There we go.
Yeah, let's not do it.
Oh. Gone into that presentation.
Okay, first of all, happy Super Bowl day. Go Birds. I mean Eagles. Go Birds.
So Tommy and I are presenting the PETA project, which is Penn Improves Transit App. Because
PETA.
exactly. Alright. So just for some context.
Yeah, I'll quickly talk about the context behind this. So as we may all know, Penn Transit is for Penn students. This encapsulates Penn buses, on-demand shuttles, and Pennovation bus routes, etc. So we know that this is safe and reliable. And we want to make sure that it's at its most efficient form. And to do that,
We are launching PETA. Alright, so what? Great, yeah. So as we heard, Penn Transit app is a very, very important aspect of our Penn lives. So it's very important for it to be efficient. But I feel like recently we've been hearing a lot of dissatisfaction, a lot of complaints surrounding the app. So that's why we're launching this project, which is aimed at, first of all, surveying those complaints and then implementing those improvements. So it's 2 parts.
getting the input from the students, like formally what we should improve, and then working with Penn Transit and business services to make those improvements.
Great, so a little quick timeline about this project. So first, we want to, as Rafa mentioned, we're going to evaluate the current sentiment about the app right now. And we have a survey draft, which I'll get into in a second. Then we want to use this input to negotiate improvements with business services and Penn Transit. And then we want to implement the pilot app launch and rollout.
Yes, so we're just gonna quickly like show you guys a survey. It's not too long. We wanna also get your input on this because we wanna send out to students, but
We don't want to make it too long, so there's 3 separate parts. The first one is about you and your use of the app. So like, what are you? Where do you live? How often do you use this app? And then the next section, or why do you use this app as well? And then the next section is more about the Penn Transit app itself. So it's about like, how do you use it, or how much do you agree with these statements about the reliability of the service? And if there's any specific details that you want to mention.
I have to fill out so you can go into.
Yes, okay.
Alright, then the last part is about Penn Transit overall.
Transit overall.
Yeah, so as you can see, like we split into sections and they're not too long, they should be brief, but we just wanna get the whole scope of like what students think. Is it this one? Nope, that is Chica, that is us, okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it, thank you. So we first wanted to introduce the project and then also the survey, so we are welcome to like hearing any questions and also suggestions, because we are doing this now, so Pablo.
We may not directly related, but yesterday, for example, I was trying to like get one of the shuttle or like the on demand from 30th station to like Roden. And I was trying to do that. I was like, why is this not working? I don't know if it's like terrible. Is it just the app itself?
It's the app.
Okay,
It's never worked.
I've never been able to actually get one.
I
So
think part of your problem was that you probably requested it pretty late and their hours are.
I was trying to do like when I got in the train, so like 2 hours in advance. Like 1.5 hour event. They just said there was like no availability of policy.
If it's called on demand, then it should be like on demand, like.
If you have issues though, call them and they'll do it, like call the dispatch and they'll schedule it.
We actually have a question that's like, do you know what like office is responsible and how you could like, where should you take complaints, so, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, highly recommend you share it to GAPSA and grad students because they
Yes.
really use Penn Transit.
Yes, actually, I had the opportunity to speak with quite a few grad students about it. And like one really specific detail that they mentioned. Yeah, is this like the first question? Yeah, this question. I mean, we have this open, like, we want to be able to have this open to all these different groups. So one of the really specific things that they mentioned that really like highlighted why this project would be important is that this grad student, she lives on 40th Street and she's never had a problem with on demand, but then she has a friend who lives on 46th and that always takes 1 hour to 2 hours to get the on demand. It's just 6 blocks like down. Why would it take so much longer?
And then also like you mentioned, like we're, after we check back with business services, we're gonna publicize this, so we're definitely gonna contact GAPSA so they can share it as well.
Also, I'm not sure if there's any like questions like relating to accessibility on here. And also like I know one of my friends like broke her leg and she has to like get Penn Transit, but the second it hits 6 p.m. it takes like 2 to 3 hours to get some like a car to get her somewhere else. So I don't know if like you guys are reading them soon, if you can raise this question.
We can.
Yes, we are. Thank you, Mo.
Just for the accessibility thing, if you like, you need to pre-schedule them like early, like. Well, once you have an issue, like you broke your leg or whatever, and you need to schedule that, oh, this is my class time, and so should be expecting to leave from this, but they have like first priority, like in every demand.
Wait, this one time I accidentally got onto an accessibility one and they're like, this isn't for you, and then like they pulled out the name, so.
It's not like, oh, okay. Yeah. They put out the list.
Yeah, no, I got on by accident.
They didn't just see you. So
Really on demand,
No, I
by the
don't
way,
think I-
they usually have like a list of names if you've requested it in advance that, you know, they make sure that you're actually the person, they like have you pull out your card and everything.
But yeah, if we can go ahead.
Give to this form.
We haven't shared.
Yeah, this is just a draft, so.
Yeah.
how would you like share these from like what are
bad news.
Yeah.
Well, we're definitely gonna meet with business percent and discuss, but we're gonna try to like publicize as much as possible, hopefully also through like UA. We're just trying to make it as much, but we can think of more like structured ways after we meet with.
Definitely, with like college houses, they all have a newsletter that we can send it out through. We can ask our lovely president, Naya, to send it in her newsletter as well.
Happy to.
Thank you, Naya.
I think in general, timing wise, whatever, it should go whenever you're ready to send out, either like announce it or like whatever you want to do with it. I'll probably put them all together, and the entire like purpose of the email would probably just center these projects.
Wonderful, thank you.
Just also, Pentas themselves are going to launch their
Newsletter.
newsletter in March. That I think we can speak for that.
Who's doing this? Who's doing the
Transit.
Penn Transit is launching a newsletter in March.
Okay.
Alright, if we have no other ones, please feel free to like Slack us if you think of any
Yes.
other like survey questions, and then.
Also, would you guys want to look over the questions that we have in the survey so we can send it in the Slack too?
Yes.
That'd be-
Slack, will do, okay,
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Tanvi and Rafa, y'all killed it. Alright, what's it called, just to make sure I don't spend even any more time, flying's still going really well. I'll also quickly shout out International Student Mentorship. If once again, if you are available or interested in mentoring an international student, please sign up. Alexa, you gonna sign up with me?
Yeah.
You don't have to be international.
You don't have to be international, what's up?
Can you explain that a little bit?
Rafa,
Can you explain what it is a little bit? I just don't know.
Of course. Oh my God.
you wanna come back, you wanna go back here?
Yes, wait.
Wait, I'm sorry.
You mentor international students, so basically we take current Penn students, both grad and undergrad, and then we match them with a mentee who's an incoming international student. We're gonna be launching out the mentor like application, or not even application, just recruitment in March. But please feel free to do so because it's amazing. We still have people who are like friends through the program, and it's a great way to form a stronger community.
All right, my last thing, Kavance, do you also wanna come up here for this? Penn State census?
You have to.
It's up to you, do you want to?
No, you got it.
Oh, thank you. Okay, perfect. So yeah, Kavance and I have been hard at work with the Penn Student Census. We've officially sent over the list of questions to to business services for them to approve, since we are getting 300 of their bucks. So what's it called? These are the questions at the moment. For dining, I'm not gonna read them out for you. Just take a quick gander. I will also send this once it's a completed Qualitrix into the Slack, which should be later today. So I'd appreciate if any of you guys would be willing just to sit through it. We'll be doing branching, so you won't be seeing all these questions depending on how you answer. It'll be really specific to how you as an individual answer in your specific circumstances. So for example, we're not gonna make off-campus students fill out the on-campus option. We'll have a branch for that. But yeah, what's up?
I know you have dining looking at these questions. Do you also have like RHS looking at these and
Ye-
in transit?
It's business services as a whole.
All of them, okay.
Absolutely. What's up?
Sorry.
Yes, RHS as well as Penn Dining.
Make sure you include not applicable or something for these questions.
I mean, that's kind of what we're aiming to do with the branches where, what's it called? We'll ask them diagnostic, like, are you X? And if they answer yes, they'll get the question. If they don't, they'll just move on to the next section. For example, if you look to housing, what's it called? We'll have a branch earlier on that asks like, like, are you on campus or off campus? And depending on their answer, they'll either get these two questions for the housing portion plus something else for like mailing situations, since it's pretty common to have your packages stolen in West Philadelphia. So like, they'll get more tailored questions based on how they answer certain diagnostics.
You can just keep it as an option so that you don't skew the data results.
What do you mean by like, keep it as an option?
Because let's say one of the questions, like, it's not applicable to you, or like one of the sub questions. If you fill in a number, it's gonna skew the data results, so. It doesn't hurt to keep it as an option, is all I'm saying.
I agree. I did also talk about this with DHT as a whole, just a real big problem. Like people oftentimes put neutral for a lot of things, just to kind of like keep going through the survey. So I'm a little worried having a not applicable. And what's it called? People just kind of putting that for everything, and we just spent $300 just to get not applicable. Is there anything else, like any questions that you want to see maybe for your specific project as well? Like, because a lot of these like questions do serve as the basis for projects. For example, I asked the vending machine question last semester, and now the new park is coming. So you really can turn these questions into real projects or vice versa. So is there any questions you'd like to have featured?
We'll talk one-on-one, but just say the vending machine, like people won't know about the middle.
Okay.
So I feel like you should specify where the vending machines are. But we can talk.
Absolutely will do. is there any like other specific questions like my committee directors in the crowd that you wanna also ask on behalf of your committees as well? What's up?
Just as a response to the Likert, that's what the agree to disagree or like whatever.
Go.
I think non-applicable is different than neutral. If you have non-applicable, I think people are less likely to genuinely like not applicable. So I think you'd be okay. That's my point. I wouldn't put neutral. I'd put that if for some of the questions that may apply to, and just skip over the neutral part.
Got it, will do. I appreciate that. This is why it's really important for you guys to please look over these questions when I do send the Qualitrix later today. That way I can, like, you guys can identify them and let me know ASAP, as opposed to me having to go through them and really thinking intensive, like, okay, does this warrant an applicable, not applicable, etc. It gets me a lot better data when you guys also help on this as well. Is there any other questions that you guys would like me to see featured or like to see featured? Otherwise, this is our list. What's up?
Can I text you later today?
Yeah, that sounds good. And go Bills. Any other questions? Actually, no, sorry, go Bears. Any other questions? Okay, if not, thank you guys so much. Why are you staring at Cruz? Say you want to kiss me.
I'm in.
And happy Super Bowl Sunday. Unfortunately, my Packers are not in the Super Bowl, but that's okay. Not needed. So real quick, CES meeting location change for McNeil to 85. And then I'll keep you guys updated with like steering times and kind of how that's looking, because CES is technically from 8 to 9, so I'll text you guys in the chat. And then we established our 5 committee-wide projects for the semester this past committee meeting. So mental health committee within UA will be one of them, spearheaded by Ryan Kwong. RA mental health certification by Catherine. And then event supplies library and a community donation drive, Sophia Chen and I will be working on. And then incarcerated youth tutoring program, spearheaded by Amira. And then transfer mentorship program, which is going to be spearheaded by Dobbs.
Hey guys, I'm now Pierce. Just to explain why that is, it's because I'm the exec liaison for AI, so it just makes more sense. We don't really have time to try to run an entire process to get a new committee director in, so I'll just be stepping in the meantime. We have multiple committee-wide projects that are kind of just continuing from last semester, but one that I do want to highlight is Alex is currently working on a UA directory one-pager of like UA terminology and acronyms. I have reason to believe it'll probably be finished within the next week. So everyone will have that. It's a little late, but better late than never. So that's all from me.
Hi, everyone. Just a few short updates. Like Musab said, we had a couple meetings with people from the DP this week. We also met Rachel, our student government beat. So really excited to be working more closely with the DP, hopefully having a good, transparent relationship with them. Yes. We also released our first newsletter of the semester. So we're going to be sending out every 2 weeks. Excited to be highlighting you guys and your projects. I'll reach out to you if I know there's like a project in the works or that's like ready to be promoted. But also if you want to be featured in the newsletter, please reach out to me or Aiden, and we can make that happen. We've also got an upcoming budget series with Mo. So look out for that. We're wanting to just like increase transparency and clarity about the whole budget process, like for everyone. And I think it will be fun to watch as well. I just wanted to mention the like Ivy-wide memorial service that we did with Brown yesterday. To be honest, not a lot of people showed up, but I think we did like reach a lot of people with our social media posts, which I guess is good. I'm glad people at least know that the UA was in collaboration with Brown and creating that space. Hopefully people were able to join online if they couldn't come in person. But thank you to those of you who did end up coming. And yeah, like I said, lots of exciting projects that are in the works. So please do reach out to me or anyone in comms so we can really promote that. We've also got a social for our committee, so if you're in comms, I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I think that's it.
Yeah.
Can you just clarify what counts as new business?
So I mean. People can bring up, topics that are related to the UA. For example, we have someone here that could, in theory, bring up during open forum. But I wouldn't say that this is necessarily new business.
Do you mind if I counter or if I justify why?
Well, I'm the speaker, so I.
Talk, my king.
Final there, but we have it on screen so people can see it now. It's still up there.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know why.
That wasn't really an invitation to continue, but.
But I will.
Well, actually, you won't.
Okay.
But I appreciate that. If you guys want to attend, you can attend. A serious topic for new business. What are people's thoughts on this time for a meeting? I'm not saying anything's gonna change, but just curious, no.
This is true.
No,
People do not like this time.
Starving, but not like I'm so hungry.
Okay, but just like a brief showing of hands. Would you like something around this time moving forward? Again, this does not mean anything's gonna change.
If there's food in the future.
Okay, and who does not like this time?
I just don't go to.
Alright, I mean, it's like slightly more against, it's relatively even. Was it a question though? Someone have a question? No? Okay.
I make a comment. Yeah, I feel like if GBM always goes over time or something like that, isn't it better to have it towards the end of the day where no one has like much else to do?
I mean, it never goes.
I don't think, I don't really.
They never know.
It's 3 hours.
I haven't
never.
Okay, well, I was curious. Does anyone else have any topics for business, any documents to present?
Can I talk my point, please? Or-
Motion to adjourn.
Then we have a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Jesus Christ.
All those in favor of adjourning?
Yeah, I yield.
Well, we're in a vote right now. Any opposed?
Motion to previous question.
Raise your hands, CHT, raise your hands. I see a lot more hands. I'm sorry, it seems like we're not gonna adjourn.
Right now.
All right, to introduce this event.
What?
Wait, this is not how it works. He's
Yeah,
the speaker
sorry.
and like run the procedure the way it's.
Excuse me, so it was a pretty even vote, so I'll ask for people to raise their hands again to elapse the meeting and adjourn. 1, 2, and these are elected members. I appreciate that though. Elected members, if you could raise your hands to adjourn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, I'm also just gonna say.
That's 10. I know we have 17, so that is.
Okay, fair enough.
Thank you all. Appreciate it. We have the merch.
Running through the merch, feel free to chat, obviously. If you did not order merch, feel free to leave. So